Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you how to be making this card. And my inspiration came from designer paper of the Daisy Delight, Fresh as a Daisy designer paper. These are all the different designs in, these are the different designs in the paper, in the kit. And then there are two pieces that are made so you can cut out like this one, this one, this one, and any of these actually you can use, and it makes its own card. But there are two sheets of each type of designer paper, so there's only two sheets. So basically you get two cards with each of these. Well, I wanted more. So I figured out a way to make these three cards, and we'll be doing this one, but let me show you what they look like. So this is the one, this is the pink one, and this is the one we'll be making. Now it's not exact, but it mimicked it enough, and everybody that did this in class really enjoyed it. So let's get started. So I'm doing the design, this design on wild wheat. It's a new in color for 23-25. Everybody, the biggest thing is how'd you do this background? And it's very simple to do, but there's a couple steps you need to take in order to do it so it doesn't make a mess. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. So I have my piece is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to take my embossing buddy and buddy it up. This gets any static or any excess, anything on it, so that it doesn't stick. Now the reason why you want to do the daisies first, you want to do your embossing first, because if you do the background first, it will possibly stick. All right, what happened here? There we go. It will possibly stick to the background, and then that's where the mess comes in. So this is what I found works. So I'm using my Versamark and this daisy stamp, and this is a bundle. Here is the stamp set. It's called Cheerful Daisies, and I'm taking the full stamp. Alright, so I'm stamping seven of these flowers. The daisy part goes down. I'm just saying that because I did it wrong. That doesn't mean that anybody else will, but okay, I started in the center, and then I just did 7 of them in Versamark, just random. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. You want to go high enough and low enough, and you can kind of see where they are. Then I will emboss these in white embossing powder. Okay, and this goes pretty quick actually. Alright, now we will heat emboss it. And I like to use a foil sheet that is right here. And all this is a piece of aluminum foil on chipboard or cardboard and a clothespin, and it makes it nice, it heats it nice and flat. Okay, oops, I forgot a daisy here. Go. Okay, now we will heat it up. It goes pretty quick. When you heat these, you want to just do one flower at a time. You don't want to go like this, because then it doesn't heat up evenly. So you can see the way it just brightens it up. Let's go daisy to daisy. And you want to stay on one image at a time to make sure that you get it all embossed nicely. that's it. So you have your daisies like that. And now we will do the kind of the technique-y part. I'm going to wipe everything off because it's all full of powder, because the powder will get in the ink pad. So now I'm taking our Wild Wheat ink pad and taking, you can do the end or the side. This one I'm going to do the side. I'm hardly touching this, and I'm going to do two parts. One's one direction, one's the other. So I'm just touching it really lightly. That one got a little blob, but it still looks cool when we're done. Then I turn it around, and you want to hold one side of it and barely touching it. Now, I don't like that line there, so I'll give it a little extra something something. And just using your ink pad lightly. And that's basically how you get that background. It looks pretty dark right now, but it will dry lighter. So after you have that part, then you take, that was in the Wild Wheat. Now we will take our early espresso and take the the little dot things for the top of the flowers. And you just stamp those in the early espresso. Oops, that one got a little, it's okay. And then we will take our stem, and the stem has a little, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, I'll just do it. So I'm just doing random, well, not random stems, but they're not like, they don't need to touch. Now this one, you could use a post-it note or you can go on the other side, but this one's going to hit some of the daisy. This one will hit one, but don't worry about it because we're going to take that off. And I'm going to do some random ones on the bottom, just stems, because the sentiment's going to go over there. Next we'll take a wipe, a baby wipe, and this actually works better on this particular one than a napkin, a dry napkin. So I'm just making a little point on the end, kind of can put it on your finger, and wiping off just the embossed part. And that takes, so you can see it takes off that yellow and it brightens them up. Now this one has a stem on it. You can kind of see it has a stem on it. That takes that right off. The same with this one, it has a stem. And that's it for that part of it. Now we'll just do a couple leaves. And again, everything's kind of random on this one. That makes it the look that we're getting going for. Alright, a couple leaves here. This may or may not show because it's in the sentiment. And that's it. Now we will put it on our cardstock. I'm mounting it on a piece of white, and this is 4 by 5 1/4 onto an early espresso that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored in the middle. I just stamped a little daisy on the inside, and we'll just put this on. Oops. And this goes on like so. You want enough because it got a little, I'm going to call it bendy, I can't think of the right word. It got a little warped with the heat, so that just keeps it nice and flat, or you could use glue. And then you'll add your sentiment. This I embossed, this one right here. There was a die in the set, and I will put the instructions or the pieces on my website of what it is. And this is just embossed in white as well. And that's it to making that stamp. You can add a couple gems, not necessary. So I hope you enjoyed watching how to make this card using a different kind of a technique. It's really called direct to paper, but to copy something that's already there. So thanks for watching and have a great day.